What is up, guys? This is SpaceKryptonite, here to teach you how to fill out your tax forms in Section A of Form B. Okay, wait, that does not sound right. What is up, you guys? This is SpaceKryptonite, here to bring you a history like no other. The history of a legacy that was loved by many and was a foundation for providing a more objective-based battle. This type of bot has gone through generations of Robocraft updates and maximized the building potentials of bot designs. Ladies and gents, we have been brought upon by the Megabots. So how did the Megabots shape the way gamers played Robocraft, and what was the history behind these types of bots? Just as a reference, I will be using information found on RobocraftGarage.com since there are a lot of historic Megabot pictures uploaded by Robocrafters. Also, I am not responsible if emotions are left in the comments. You can save that for part 2 since, we're gonna talk more. Unless you're new to Robocraft, then you're perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, let's start off with its origins. Megabots were officially launched on the dawn of the Megabots update on February 18th, 2015. This update featured Megabots as a new tier known as TX1 and had a CPU limit of 7,555. which is 5 times more than a normal bot. The only way to become a Megabot was to use a Mega Seat to declare your bot as a Megabot. Along with this release came new items such as TX1 armor, Mega Plates, Mega Wheels, and Mega SMGs. The main restriction to Megabots were that they could only use TX1 items, cosmetics, chassis armor, see I got it right, but nothing more. Okay, Gromic, okay. Megabots were given the opportunity of playing a variety of game modes, such as Team Deathmatch with 1 Megabot on each team. Mega Pit was introduced during the Legends of the Pit update, where you can play a free-for-all with Megabots, and Mega Boss mode, where you play as 1 Megabot versus many. Maps were also adjusted to allow Megabots to get around maps more easily because at that time there were more obstacles and barricades placed throughout the map. Unfortunately, Megabots were not allowed to play Battle Arena and could not join platoons. Lastly, if you wanted the Mega Bay, which increases the size of your bay, you had to unlock it via Tech Tree. As a fun fact, you are currently using the Mega Bay. If you're new, now it's time to say thank you for Megabots for the acquired space that you have. So, how did Megabots pave the way for Team Deathmatch? With Megabots being the center of attention, most noticeable strategies were to protect the Mega and heal them as much as possible. The playstyle shifted to focusing on where the Megabots were in order to take them down objectively, since they were a threat in the battlefield. Of course, there were some Megabots that weren't really up to par, but over time, players were able to use up all that max CPU. Now that you have a basic idea of how Megabots were born, let's go over a lot of major Megabot builds that made an impact on Robocraft, whether they were creative or practical. Keep in mind that not every single type of Megabot will be featured, and will be summarized rather than going into fine detail. Otherwise, this video would be like 30 plus minutes long, and you guys wouldn't want that, of course not. So, the first Megabot to set the standards was the In-Your-Face Megabot. This Megabot was featured on the dawn of the Megabots update, and a lot of players wanted to create that Megabot. This type of Megabot wasn't superior in the battlefield, but it was a starting foundation that became very popular. The great thing about Mega Plates was yet to be understood until the creation of this Megabot, the Regenerator, created by Karbengo. This type of Megabot utilized fast heal rates that TX1 Megaplates provided. Since Megabots usually had medics behind their backs, this made this type of Megabot recover very quickly, but was susceptible to constant fire since more shields means less CPU for raw armor. Over time, other types of Regenerators spawned throughout the battlefield and were viable. The trend of Mega Cars was exploding with love. Here are some Mega Cars that helped cause a ripple effect in RobocraftGarage.com. The Dump Truck, created by Hatsumiku. The Ferrari F50, created by Frog. Yes, he's a frog, not a newt. The Bugatti, created by PMLG 8745. The Dodge MegaRam, created by Replica. Panda Vengeance also had a legacy for creating a bunch of mega cars, such as the Raptor semi-truck and the Lamborghini Diablo GT. Lastly, we cannot forget the infamous Carbon 6 supercar created by Darwin Malakian, which was featured on the Share, Drive, and Fight update. Mega cars were classy, and a lot of players loved the fact that Megabots were able to achieve a more precise look because of its CPU limits. Since Megabots had high CPU, this allowed players to go more in depth with reality. The Modern House, created by Hatsumiku. The Lost Castle, created by PMLG 8745. Lastly, the TX1 Race Car Stadium, created by Dami Turtles. These types of Megabots were for fun, and made players explore more openly with creative designs. Moving on, we have the Lancelot TXRS Mk, created by TimeX 987. These were classified as white Megabots because the shell was made up of Tier 1 blocks and contained Tier 10 blocks on the inside. The purpose of this was for fast heal rate on Tier 1 blocks. Because Tier 1 blocks healed so fast, and the shell was Triforce, taking a volley of plasmas destroyed mainly Tier 1 blocks and allowed medics to heal the outer shell very quickly. The generations were great, but there's still more. Meet the Iron Duke, created by Karbengo. This Megabot had its unique flavor of utilizing arrow rods. He also created a Duke replica, which is more simplified but was defined as stronger than the original. He created the Duke replica to also simplify the build tutorial, which allowed other players to create their own Dukes. Spinners will keep on spinning. This was the birth of... Hold on one second. Let me get Cray to pronounce this.
Reichsflugscheibe,
which was created by Vertrichter. This was the start of the Spinner Megabots, and led the ways for many Megabots such as the Polar Star and the Southern Cross, which were created by Karbengo. This type of Megabot made its footprints as a Megabot that was very different from the rest. Another generation of Megabots sprung like crazy, all because of Grigor Best. Despite the horror persona that Grigor Best has some of the best Megabots that shaped the way Megabots perceive. Grigor's Megabots rose in fame during the release of Carbon 6 parts. Most of Grigor's bots were also influenced with tons of arrow rods, with one of the most noticeable designs being the Era of the Cyborgs. Lastly, we have the generation of Megabots with mech legs, but not just any mech legs. Zalira's designs. Zalira's Megabots helped carve the way and featured very elegant and unique designs that helped this generation become more alive in Megabots.